In today's video I am going back to the old ways. I use highly technological tools and we make some noise. Hello everybody, I'm David and this is my YouTube channel DJL Auto Service. In this video I'm going to service the 986 Porsche Boxster 2.7 of a good friend of mine. The little Porsche has a few kilometers, just 360,000, and is 20-year-old, but is kept in exceptional condition. The work we are going to do consists of changing the engine oil and filter, cabin filter, intake air filter, and brake fluid change. Let's get to it. The first thing to do is to lift the rear trunk lid, where we find the oil filler cap and the dipstick. We open them to facilitate the draining of the oil. Then we can lift the car. Here below, we easily find the drain plug and the oil filter. In this case, in a previous service, a magnetic drain plug with a somewhat strange head was installed. It took us a while to discover that the wrench that fits was a MP9. I had not seen it in my life. So with the right wrench, we loosen the screw and drain the oil. We let it drain for a while, and then with a specific wrench for the filter, we remove it too. I removed the old rubber gasket from the filter cover, as the new filter comes with a new one. Here you have the reference of the Mahle oil filter that comes with the filter cartridge, and as I said, a new gasket for the filter cover. We put the new gasket, but before lubricating it with new oil. Clean the filter housing, we fit the cartridge in the filter cover, which I didn't record, and screw it in. In this case the tightening torque is 25 Nm. Now we put the new drain plug with its new washer. First we clean the area. Then we tighten the screw by hand to make sure that the threads fits well, and then we tighten it with a torque wrench to 50 Nm. Finally, we clean the whole area with brake cleaner. The next step is to lower the car and fill with new oil. According to the manual, 8 liters go in. So first we pour about 7 and check the level with the dipstick. Fill until the dipstick is between the middle and the maximum mark. We start the engine so that the new oil goes through all the engine. After about 5 minutes, we turn it off and we verify the level again. That surely we have lowered. So we refill until the maximum and ready. With the oil and filter changed, the next thing I'm going to do is change the intake filter. To do this, we have to clear the way to the top of the engine. So the first step is to open the roof a bit, so that it leaves us some room in the rear area. This is what Porsche calls the service position. Now we have to release the steel cables that anchor the roof to the car. There is one on each side. Here you have one, it comes out by pulling it to the side. And here's the same on the other side. Now we can remove this fabric that attaches the roof to the chassis in the rear and move it forward so that it does not disturb us. For this we use a specific and very technological tool. The following step is to remove this storage piece and the carpet. This first piece, which is basically a storage drawer with a couple of places to store things inside the car, and the carpet, come out by turning the fasteners 1/4 turn. Now we see the engine cover, we loosen the fasteners and it comes out easily. Here you can see better where is the filter, which comes out by first removing the 2 fasteners on each side. In this case only one remains alive, and then pulling out. We clean well before putting the new air filter. Here you have the reference of the new Mahle filter. To place it, the first thing is to put the filter in the case, and then we place it in the engine. As you can see, putting it in is harder than taking it out, since the rubbers are new and fit much better than those of the old filter, which had already molded to the filter housing. Once the filter is fitted, the fasteners are fitted, and that's it. We have finished working back here, so now we close the engine cover and put the carpet and the storage piece back, doing the reverse process as before. Finally, we can close the roof and leave it as it was. Now we move on to the front. Under this cover there is the cabin air filter, although to get to it, first we have to remove the battery cover, which comes off easily by removing these 2 fasteners by turning them a 1/4 turn. The cover comes off by loosening this screw. There it is, the air filter. This comes out easily by lifting it up a little and pulling it out. You can see how dirty it was. Here you have the reference of the new filter, also from Mahle. No, they don't pay me for using their products, although it could be very nice. We put the new filter in reverse order, taking care to place it in the correct position, that is, with the arrows of the airflow direction down. It happens similar to the intake filter, that the new one is a little hard to enter because it fits better to the housing than the old one. Already placed, we put back the cover and tighten the screw. And finally, we place the cover of the battery. The last job we are going to do to this veteran is changing the brake fluid. The brake fluid reservoir is here at the front, also under the front hood. We open the cap, and as in the same case as the Kia Niro, we cannot absorb all the old liquid from the reservoir, and we need to place directly the hand pump with adapter to renew the liquid as it flows out through the bleeders of the calipers. So we put the adapter, in this case it's called E20, which is relatively standard. We plug the bottle, and before putting liquid in, we put pressure and leave it for a few minutes to check that it doesn't lose pressure. So we make sure not to mess it up, as it happened to me with the Kia. If you have not seen the video, here is the link. After checking that the system is tight, we proceed to remove the pressure to the pump and fill it with new brake fluid. In this case, a .4 of the TRV brand. Since it is necessary to renew the liquid of the whole circuit, including the one of the reservoir, we go to the safe side and refill it with 2 liters. We close the pump cap and pump up to 1.5 bars. Now we can proceed to renew the liquid from the bleeders. For the Boxster, the procedure is the same as I commented in the video of the Kia Niro. We start from the farthest wheel from the tank, right rear, and we go towards the nearest, that is left rear, right front, and finally the left front. Boxster calipers are 4 piston calipers on all 4 wheels, so they have 2 bleeders, one for each half of the caliper. This implies that we have to bleed from both of them. The manual does not indicate which one to start with, but following the same logic as before, we start with the one farthest from the reservoir, that is the outer one, and then go to the one on the inner side. First, we place the bottle, hanging where it allows us to connect the tube to the bleeder without being too tight. We remove the cap of the bleeder, put the key, and plug the tube. Now we can loosen the bleeder nut and see how the brake fluid begins to flow. In this case, the old fluid is very clear. When we see that new fluid is coming out, we close the bleeder, disconnect the tube, clean the bleeder well, and put the cap on. As I said, we repeat the process in both bleeders of each caliper and in the 4 calipers. Finally, we depressurize the pump and disconnect it from the adapter. We remove the adapter carefully as the fluid overflows from the reservoir, and then we suck with a syringe some brake fluid until we leave it at the maximum mark. Last but not least, we put the seal of quality and a job well done. Now we can drive away and enjoy this beautiful cabrio while the weather allows us to do so. And that's all for today. I hope you liked it. If you don't want to miss future videos, subscribe to the channel. If you liked it, give it a like. And if you have any doubts, questions or suggestions, you can leave me in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye bye!